Hello, everybody. I am Sevi Botello, and some of you guys know me, but some of y'all that don't know me, I have been doing karaoke for many years, and I've collected a huge library of karaoke songs, and I like my library to be very clean and less of duplicates and less of errors in the spelling of artist names and song titles. So I have found a program that works really good, and I'm only going to show you one little aspect of this program. It's called Bulk Rename Utility, or BRU. It is made, I think, from a programmer out of Europe, but it's a really good programmer. You get it for free as long as you're not using it for commercial use. Uh, so I've come up with this idea of cleaning up your library using this program. And also, you can remove duplicates after you've renamed them, so the names have changed to protect the innocent. Actually, the names have been changed so you can actually remove the duplicates. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how I've done through this, and it might be a little difficult in the beginning because you got to download the program called Bulk Rename Utility. You notice my arrow is moving up here. That's what I'm showing, that my Bulk Rename Utility is up and running. Once you have it up and running, you can see your selection in your hard drive. So if you have a hard drive that's named karaoke, like mine is, because all my karaoke song tracks, files are in there. So once you do that and you ask your utility to import this collection, you're going to notice down here at the bottom there's a little section down here that shows how many objects are selected. In this particular case, there's all these files, and I have like 251 files, over 251,000 files in here. I'm trying to eliminate errors and duplicates. So right here, if you'll notice, once it goes through the process of uploading all uploading all your collection, you might notice there might be, in this case, there are two files that are identical, really. One is just named first name, last name, and last name, first name. I prefer all my files to be first name, last name. You may prefer it differently, and that'll be the case. You'll have to figure out how to change things. I prefer first name, last name on all my files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask my program here, which has multiple ways of changing the files, multiple ways of changing your file names. The easiest one I'm going to demonstrate is this one. It's a replace this name with that name throughout my whole collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the one I don't want, and I'm going to copy and paste the name as it is by Control C, which means copy. I'm going to go into this replace section, and I'm going to place that name there. I'm also going to place the name down here also, only because it makes it easier to copy and paste. And I'm going to delete this name by using Control and X. And I'm going to backspace a couple of times, bring my cursor over to the beginning of the name, hit paste. Now the name shows replace this Perry, comma Katie, comma space Katie with Katie space Perry on all my library. And the way I have to do that is I have to select in my library, which is all this entire library of my collection. I want to hit Control A. Control A means select all. This takes a while. If you look down here in this area, you can see it populating the selected area. It's going to take a while to get up there. It's like climbing up from 70,000. It's got to go all the way up to 261,000. So it may take a couple of minutes here. I have a pretty good collection of music I collected over the years. Once it gets to the maximum of objects that are there in my library, then this whole area will turn blue. Once it turns blue, it kind of lets me know that it's all been selected. And then if you look over here to this area, it'll give you, there's a button that says rename. It'll highlight once it completes its search through all the library. Looks like it just finished the search. It's going to take a little while to compute everything. And hopefully it'll change all the names in my library, and I'm sure it will. It's a great program, this bulk rename utility. It's available online, and there's a free version which I'm using right now. Now it highlighted all my without seeing every individual file name. Every file name that says Katy Perry or Perry, comma, space Katy will come out as Katy Perry. In this case, it was the song Birthday. Now, when I hit rename, it's going to change this to birthday_1 because these two are identical in manufacturer, artist, and title. When it does that, I'm going to select rename. 335 files will be renamed without having to go through each file and rename each file individually. So this makes it really fast to rename a whole batch of files instantly. 335 items have been renamed, which that would have taken you probably a year to rename all those. It does it just in a moment. If you notice right here, it does change it to Katy space Perry, Katy space Perry, -birthday, -birthday, but this one has a _1. So later on when you go into your library, re-enter your library again, you can actually do a search for anything with -1 under it and basically move it to another folder and then eliminate duplicates. So that's my instructional video on how to use bulk rename utility to eliminate duplicates, correct spellings of song titles or artists. Hope you find this video informative and useful for you. Look it up. Find this program and use it. It's called bulk rename utility. And you will, but be careful. Do it on a computer that you have already backed up your music on so you don't make mistakes that you will regret. That's all.